Hi guys! So I thought it would be fun to do a video to show you what's in my pumping bag. So I know they have a lot of videos out there on YouTube about the hospital bag and what you should pack. But when I went back to work and I knew I would have to pump twice a day, I wanted to know what to put in my pumping bag and how it would all work. And so I have a few tips and tricks that work for me. Hopefully they'll work for you as well. So first off, my pumping bag. Now you can buy, when you get your breast pump, I got mine from my insurance for free, which I highly recommend that you try and do if they have one that you like or want to get. They offered 3 different options for me, and I was able to pick the Medela Pump and Style, which I really like. I've liked using it. Now that pump, they just sent me the pump and 2 bottles with, I don't know what they call them, the funnel thingies. 2 of these things. And then 2 of the cords, tubes that go between this and the pump itself. So I didn't get a bag, I didn't get a cooler or any of that extra stuff that comes with some of the pumps. Now you can get that stuff from Medela, so you can get the official Medela pump bag tote that is supposed to work really well with it. I've seen some of those totes that are basically just a tote bag and you pay like 60-70 bucks for a tote bag, which I think is ridiculous. They do have some with a side or a front window that like you can open, just like with Velcro. You can open up the front and there's your pump right in the bag, and so you don't even have to take it out of the bag. That's kind of a neat feature, but it's not necessary. So what I do is I take a book bag to work. So just regular old college, high school book bag. I find it works really well because I'm already taking a lot of stuff to work on a daily basis anyhow. I usually take my purse, and then I've got my coat. If it's raining, I might have an umbrella. And then I usually take a tote bag in with me that has my snacks and my water, office supplies, you know, anything, MP3 player, stuff like that I might want to bring with me for the day at work. So the thought of having another tote bag just seemed like a lot of stuff to carry. The nice thing about the book bag, I can just sling it over my shoulder and then I've got my 2 arms free. Initially, I felt a little weird about having a book bag at work. I thought, you know, I'd get some comments like, are you going back to school or something like that? But nobody said anything, and now I feel really normal and totally cool about it. So if you're worried about that, don't be. It's not a big deal. So let me go ahead and show you what I bring with me in my pumping bag. So let me start with the main compartment. So usually what I do for my pumping, I'll pump usually around 10 or so, and then I come home for lunch. So I'm kind of lucky in that I live close to work and I'm able to come home, drop off my milk in the fridge, get new ice packs for my cooler, and clean out the supplies and dry them. So not everybody would have that option. So this, you may have to do an adapted version of this for it to work for you. But I wasn't really keen on using the company fridge to store things. So I really wanted something that could be all-inclusive in the pump bag. So something that I could, you know, all I needed was in the bag, and that was all I needed until I went home for lunch. So I will take 2 of these in the bag with me to work. When I got my pump, the ones that they sent me had this piece comes off like that. So I guess they're easier to clean, and that's a perk. I did buy an extra supply kit for my pump, which came with 2 more of these with the whole assembly, except that this part didn't come apart. It's all one piece that's connected. I prefer those for work because I'm always scared that this is going to pop off And that would be really bad if it did that while you were pumping at work. Because, you know, you could potentially get milk on your clothes or something, and that would be really awkward. So I use these in the morning when I pump at home. And then I use the ones that are all one piece at work. So I do recommend getting that extra supply kit, if for nothing else, than to have more of these, because I find that having 4 is the number I need. I usually pump once in the morning, and then I'll have, like I said, I'll have 2 of these in the bag. And then when I come home at lunch, we wash and dry them. My husband does it for me while I'm feeding her. He's awesome. So we'll wash and dry these and then use them again in the afternoon. And then we sterilize all of these once a day, which that might be first time mom overkill. I don't know. That's what they say to do. So we wash them after every use and then sterilize them for 5 minutes in boiling water. But anyhow, so yes, so I have 2 of these in the bag. I'll bring a big gallon size plastic bag. You can get these pretty cheap. I've stocked up on these over the years by using coupons on like double coupon days and waiting for sales when you can get them for like maybe $1 a box or something like that. So I've got quite a few of these to get me through till I'm not pumping anymore. But I put my pump supplies, I only have one that's clean, so I don't have 2 to show you. But put them both in here, and then I'll put 2 lids in there so that when I'm done I can just take off the top and put the lid on the bottle with the milk. I like to do this because then when I'm done pumping, it'll keep, if there's any extra milk in the supplies, it'll keep it from getting all over the bag. So it just kind of keeps it all contained and together. And it keeps these clean before I actually use them, because probably the inside of the bag gets dirty over time. So, and I will reuse these. I wash these out every night and dry them so that I can reuse them several times before throwing them away, so it's less wasteful. I bring a thing of paper towels. I've been using this roll of paper towels since I started back to work, so for like a month and a half now. So I usually use like half of a sheet, and I find that when I'm removing the pump after, or the apparatus, there's always a little bit that leaks, and I'm always paranoid that I'm going to get it on my clothes or something. So I like to have like one of these that I can just kind of catch any leaks. And then I also use it to clean out the inside of the apparatus thingy. So it just absorbs any extra milk that's on the inside. You can use a burp cloth or a reusable cloth or something like that. I just find that this works really well for me, and it's easy to just throw in there. And if I did happen to like spill, God forbid, it's never actually happened, but if I'm really sleep deprived or something, or really stressed, and the lid doesn't go on all the way, and I knock it over and it gets everywhere, I'd have something to clean it up with. So it's sort of, good for that reason too. I do use a pumping bra. This is the Simple Wishes pumping bra. And so what this looks like is basically this long thing. It's got Velcro on one end, and you just Velcro it around. It does have straps if you want to use the straps, which I don't use. And then you have these 2 little thingies here, and let me actually show you how it works. So when you're wearing it, the pump thingy goes, it kind of slides in right here, and it goes through like that. So that way it's a hands-free pumping bra. I'm kind of between sizes. I got the extra small to large. I think most people probably would know what size to pick, so mine's a little not exactly right, but it works enough for my purposes. And it gives me the peace of mind that I'm not having to hold, because I do the double pumping, so I'm not like holding both bottles, and then what happens, like if you need to change the intensity of the pump, you know, increase it so that it's pumping faster. Or what happens if you need to get something out of your bag, or you have an itch, you know, your nose starts itching. What do if you got both your hands there? I mean, you're kind of stuck. And then how do you turn the pump off? Like these were all the questions I had before I started trying to figure out how it would all work. I did start pumping before my maternity leave was over so I could get used to it, and that was really helpful too. But I really like having the hands-free option. And it's not cheap. I want to say it was like $40 for this thing, but to me it's worth it. And it is very customizable. There's a piece here that's velcroed on that makes it longer, so if you were really a skinny mini, you could adjust this to make it smaller. It's also got a piece right here in the center that's zippered in. You can kind of see the zippers there, so you can remove that extra piece, so it's smaller there too. So it's got a lot of different ways you can customize it, which is nice. And it's held up. I mean, like I said, I've been pumping twice a day for a month and a half, and it's held up really good. It's held up through the wash, all that kind of stuff. So I think I got my money's worth. A lot of people say good things about this product. It's simplewishes.com if you want to check it out. And then I have my cooler bag, which is just a lunchbox. You can get special bags, special cooler bags from Medela that are specifically designed for your bottles of milk, but regular bag works just fine. Of course, like I said, you know, I'm coming home, I mean, the longest my milk goes is like 4 hours for the most part. So for my purposes, it works just fine. The ice packs I used, these were really awesome. I found these at Big Lots, and I don't remember what they were called, but they're flexible. You can see it's like little ice cubes, but they're all connected. So they fit perfectly around a bottle. Just like that. Like it won't go all the way around, but it's enough for me, you know. And a lot of the, I want to say that the Medela ice packs are conformed to the size of the bottle as well. So this is a way to get around from not having to get the Medela brand and pay a fortune. These were like $1 or something. Like I think they were $1 or $2, and you get 2 per pack. So I got 2 packs. So I have 4 of these. So I use 2 in the morning, and then I get 2 fresh ones at lunch and use those for the afternoon. And they work just fine. And then I have my pump, which is right here, and pump's lasted a month and a half so far. Sometimes I kind of worry, like the construction of it. I worry that it's not going to last as long as I need it, which is kind of sad because they're expensive. My insurance says that it costs like $400. But that's an insurance money, which is always a little bit different. But that's kind of what it looks like. It's probably a little dirty. It gets a little dusty. I haven't cleaned it. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It just has this little flippy thing. Yay. And then I got my power cord. Gotta have that. And then I have my tubing. And I have backup tubing. So the pump comes with 2 tubes. I have not been able to find spare tubing anywhere. I haven't looked at Babies R Us yet, but I've checked the pumping aisle at Target, and they do not carry backup tubing. And I probably need to start using some other tubing because I can see there's some mold growing there. And that happens over time. You can wash these, but I don't trust myself to get the water completely out. And these were not expensive. I found some company selling basically the same tubing on Amazon, and I think it was like $8 for, I think you get 4 tubes. Yeah. So I've got my backup tubing in there if I need it. You can also carry backup little plastic disc thingies, these things, because they can sometimes break or tear or something like that. I've had one go through the garbage disposal. That wasn't too good. Then I have a magazine, just basic magazine with me. I thought I would need reading material because I would be so bored. But honestly, I'm usually so stressed at work that the time flies by without me being even remotely bored. Or I'm able to take in some work stuff to do while I'm pumping. So other things that I carry in my bag. I do have a thing of Kleenex that I carry with me, which might come in handy if I forget my paper towels, which has happened before. Let's see, like pen and paper to write with, that kind of thing. Honestly, that stuff was in the book bag when I started using it. I've got a book, again, reading material. I'm trying to learn up on baby sign language. I've got some extra nursing pads, disposable nursing pads. If you leak a lot, probably a good idea to carry some of these in your pumping bag. I haven't had that problem, so I don't really use these that much, but if you need it, might be a good thing. Hand sanitizer. Okay, I'm so paranoid. It being flu season, I'm pumping at work. We have a private room that we can use that locks, that doesn't have windows, but it doesn't really look the cleanest, and you know that other people are using it, and you don't know who has what. So I've been super paranoid at work to make sure that I am constantly hand sanitizing before I eat, after I touch the printer, after I touch paperwork that other people have touched, after I use the bathroom, even after I've washed my hands, and certainly before I pump. So before I get everything set up, first thing I do is hand sanitize. So it's almost gone. I need to get a new one in there. So that's everything that's in my pumping bag. I hope that helps somebody who's new to pumping and doesn't really know what to bring, or maybe that gives you if you're currently pumping, maybe it sparks an idea for you that'll help.